welcome to Everybody Sells. Thank you for taking this hour out of your day. I know it's busy and you have a lot of things, important things happening in the community, but we would like to take this hour to talk to you about the culture of hospitality and customer service in your community. And nobody escapes marketing altogether. So just want to share with you that information about how you can impact the experience that your residents, colleagues, visitors, vendors, and everyone has here at Westminster. My name is Melissa Wiebengay, and I swear no one will be held to the spelling or the pronunciation of my last name. I lead a tribe of boys. You can see on the slide there. Even the dog's a boy. There's no escaping it for me. I am a regional sales and marketing director for LCS, and I support higher levels of care, specifically skilled nursing, and have worked in assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing for the past 16 years. The lady featured in the lower left there is my Ruthie. She's my grandmother, and really the reason why I'm so passionate about what we do here. It is so important to create a wonderful life for the people that live in our communities, and I always think it's so critical for people to be treated like our grandparents, our grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, however that looks to us, but we treat them as family and take excellent care and provide great places for them to live and things for them to do.
So good morning, everybody, and thank you again for being here. Like Melissa, I am also a regional marketing and sales director. My name is Judy Miltner, and that picture there is of my wonderful family, my 4 children. Not so much children anymore. I guess they'll always be my children, but they're grown up, and that picture was taken about 2 years ago, and I am now going to be a grandma. I'm so excited. My first grandbaby. So November will be our first grandbaby coming. So anyways, I have also been, did I say that already, in senior living for 17 years. I worked about 12 years in a community in the Chicago suburbs, just like Westminster. So I've got a lot of experience working in a community like yours. That picture of that little man is my very first sale 17 years ago. And that man's name is Howie. And Howie's got a pretty interesting story, much like a lot of the residents that you serve. Howie moved into our community at 87 years old because his wife was getting out of their house, and he had to go looking for her at 2 in the morning, and he was very worried he was going to lose her. So he moved into our community very apprehensively, but lo and behold, his wife passed away. His 3 children, 2 of them passed. He was, his only living daughter had to move out of the area. So it was Thanksgiving, and I said, Howie, how would you like to come to my house for Thanksgiving dinner? And ever since then, Howie became a grandparent to my kids. And I don't know about you, but I am so grateful to be able to work in this environment and to be able to extend my family like this to some of the residents that we serve. How many of you feel the same way, that you are grateful to work with seniors that fill our cup every day and we get paid for it? It's really kind of a beautiful thing. How many feel that way? I'm so happy to hear it. We are lucky. So we're going to talk a little bit about, has anybody heard about the Road to 95? So the Road to 95 is a new initiative from our company, and we learned in our last presentation that not everybody knows who LCS is. So I'm going to back up a real quick minute and just tell you that. So Life Care Services, LCS, is the management company that runs the organization or the operation here at Westminster. We're out of Des Moines, Iowa, and our job, we're both in the sales area, but we also have operations partners, and our job is to support the sales and the marketing and the operation of the community. So that's who we are, and that's why we're here with you today. But part of our initiative this year, after COVID and occupancy dropped so much is to rebuild our communities really up to 95% occupancy. In most of our communities, it's taken us a long time and it's been a lot of hard work. Here at Westminster, your numbers are crazy amazing. So we wanted to review that just for a quick minute and tell you that. So the whole house currently stands, and this is a few weeks old, but at 91% occupied for all levels of care. It's probably greater than that, Chuck, is it? Maybe 92, maybe even 93 at this point. And I just want to give a round of applause to all of you who work here, because that occupancy is a result of the good work that you do every single day. People love living here and tell a friend about it, and so it just keeps on populating. It's a beautiful thing. You are almost to 95% occupancy, and that's a goal we set for 150 communities that we serve across the United States. You're in a very elite group of people as high as your occupancy. So Melissa and I, and all of you, give yourselves a round of applause for those great numbers. The next slide goes into specifics about independent living, and I won't belabor the point, but independent living is at 94% occupied. So those again are huge numbers. They just have a little bit of ways to go to get to our 95%, and congratulations to that team for getting us there. Next up is assisted living and memory support. This is probably our greatest area of opportunity, but yesterday Angel and Joe from Assisted Living told us that they reached 100% occupancy. So these numbers are a little bit overdue or past due, but 100% occupancy in assisted living, phenomenal. We have some room to grow in memory support, and part of what we'll do while we're here is help that team to figure out ways to get us to the 95% benchmark.
So these are June numbers for the health center, where they were at 76 average daily census. And as of this week, they hit 81, which I'm super excited about. It's, I think, a record number since the expansion, which is pretty amazing. So congratulations to that team as well.
Percentage?
Thank you. Cassie, 95.
She said 81, and I was like, that doesn't sound as good as 95%. So
I think total bed, so
Right,
I'm
right.
yeah. So 95% in the health center,
woo,
which is
that's
amazing.
awesome. Congratulations. Yes, definitely. Phenomenal.
Yes. You guys are definitely an elite company being 95% in the health center. So as we got an opportunity to celebrate all of those wonderful milestones, we also want to talk about sales culture. And the foundation of that culture are the LCS principles and the hospitality promises. I'm sure you guys are familiar with those hospitality promises. They look lovely in the treehouse. Wonderful wall of hospitality promises. But looking a little bit closer at those LCS principles, we serve the customer first and foremost. So who is our customer?
Residents.
Absolutely residents.
Everybody.
Who else?
I think we've jumped ahead and went straight to everybody, which is absolutely true. The vendors, the visitors, the families, the residents, each other, your colleagues, are all customers in this community. We deal honestly and fairly with integrity and openness. Have you guys heard the phrase under promise and over deliver? And why that's so critical to what we do? We always want to make sure we're exceeding the expectations. We maintain a long-term perspective. Think of this as breaking the nose of your glasses and putting tape around them. That might get you to the end of the day, but it's definitely not a long-term solution, right? That is the Band-Aid to get you through. We don't want to have a lot of Band-Aid solutions, and your leadership team here does a great job of thinking long-term and making sure that your solutions cover that long-term perspective, that they are in it for the long haul. We are diligent and persevering. We certainly don't give up. We have a love for our residents and all of the visitors of this community and want to make sure that we provide that experience for them. We are interconnected and interdependent. Can any of us do this on our own? Absolutely not. it takes the entire village of Westminster to be able to make this place run like the well-oiled machine that it is. So where do you see these principles? Do you have examples of these LCS principles in action at Westminster?
Sure. No, we do. Just, you look around at our campus and you can see from the attention that's given to keeping the walls looking good, the carpets looking good, the trash picked up, the greeting of visitors, etc.
Yes. All of the physical plant that stays beautiful. And even being in the bistro today, looking at the coffee, muffins, bananas, all of the things that are on offer, and watching all the people come through and everyone having what they needed, I think that's just another example of what you guys do really well.
I'm gonna turn it back to Danny too, because our first presentation was at 6 a.m. this morning, so we were here at 5, and guess who showed up to make sure the IT was working?
Yes.
Didn't have to. We told him we'd be fine. He was here at 5 a.m. So
Yeah.
talk about serving the customer first and foremost. Congratulations and thank you, Danny.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about sales first. Sometimes when we hear that, we go, why? Why is sales first? Why aren't employees first? Why aren't residents first? Why do you think sales, why we use this, and this is our mantra, why do you think sales first is our mantra? Anybody?
Can't pay employees if we don't sell.
We can't serve seniors, we can't pay our bills and pay you if we don't have people to pay us, right? So the first thing we need is we've got to get the people in the door. So sales first is a culture. It's really a philosophy about each and every one of us giving 110% to the customers that we serve each and every day. And I use an example that I always used when I had smaller children, that man, some of those mornings I would come to work and my kids drove me crazy, and I would walk into work and I would have what I felt like bricks on my shoulders, and I would think to myself, Judy, they pay you to get rid of those bricks and to walk in and put on my happy face and serve those residents and those staff members that they pay me to serve. Anybody else ever feel that way? Heavy load back there, right? But when I come in the door, darn it, I am paid to serve the residents tonight. So that is a sales first culture. And the same goes for the prospects. When you see Jordan or Angel or Carla or Kim or any of the sales team walking with somebody, the idea is that we're all putting on our happy face and we are all extending a hand and a smile and a greeting, and we're going to get into a whole lot more of that today with this sales first mentality and culture. So this sweet little lady is the reason that we do what we do, right? Is there anybody here that feels that this sweet little lady would do better at home than she would do in living in your community? Is there anybody that feels that way? She's better off at home than she is living here. Why? Because we believe that we have a purpose, and the purpose is to make sure that more people live in our communities, because, as Melissa said, we sat in your bistro for a couple hours today and we listened to the camaraderie and the happiness and the wonderful staff that serve those residents. It feels great being here, and I want more seniors to be able to enjoy that lifestyle. So let's talk about those hospitality promises. Have you ever gone to a dinner party, a friends for dinner? And when you got there, they greeted you warmly. They opened the door. Oh, Judy, I'm so happy to see you and the family. The lights were on, the candles were lit, the grill was going, the food smelled tremendous. There was even toilet paper on the toilet paper roll. The house was ready, the people were ready, and it was a wonderful time. Anybody experience that kind of a welcome? Now let's turn that around. Have you ever gone to a friend's house or a family member's house, they said, today? We're doing this today? Oh, I forgot about it. Anybody? Anybody ever have that kind of experience? Okay, there's a few hands up, right? But what's the difference in that? It's hospitality, preparation, excitement, enjoyment, right? It makes me feel good. So the more we prepare and we're ready for everything that's going to happen today, kind of like Danny being here at 6 a.m., right? The better we make people feel and the more they want to be here. So we've got our 10 hospitality promises. Can anybody, it's a really hard slide to read, so I know you can't read it. So, can anybody give me one hospitality promise? Sorry, I heard it, but I can't see who you are. Okay, go ahead, say it again. We pay attention to the details. Thank you so much. That's one. We have 10. How about a second one?
We call you by name.
We call you by name. Excellent. Another one? We ask, is there anything more I can do for you? So, let me go through. Let me read through the 10 hospitality. You got 3 out of 10. We greet you warmly by name and with a smile. We treat everyone with courteous respect. We anticipate your needs and act accordingly. I kind of love this one. It's for any of you, how many of you are in the dining rooms, work in the dining rooms? Okay? Do you ever know what Mrs. Jones' routine is, and you have it all set up for her before she comes in? Anybody ever do that? Okay. How does it feel? If somebody remembers that you like skim milk and it's sitting there waiting, sometimes we travel the country and we go to our guest suite and there's a bottle of wine, and guess what? It's the kind of wine I drink. Like it's Cabernet. It's not a specific, but it's a, what? It's amazing. I feel like you know me, you care about me, right? Okay. We listen and respect enthusiastically in a timely manner. We hold ourselves and one another accountable. We make you feel important. We embrace and value our differences. I don't have to love everybody that I work with, but I have to be respectful, right? We ask, is there anything more I can do for you? We maintain high levels of professionalism in both in conduct, conduct and appearance at all times, and we pay attention to the details. So those are our 10 hospitality promises. We have a little charade we're going to play next, so hang tight with us. Do we have anybody that would volunteer to help us with this? You got this. You are our third group, and we have not yet not had somebody volunteer. So, we'll ask again, is there a brave soul that's willing to play a little charade with us? You rock. What's your name?
Rosie.
Say it again.
Rosie.
Grossi? Very much. Come on up. Okay. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves for a quick minute while she practices her charade. It's all about hospitality promises. By the way, she gets a prize for doing this, so I'm sorry that you didn't volunteer.
All right. Do you work here? I'm looking for the front desk for the health center.
I'm sorry, you're talking to me?
Yes, I'm trying to find the health center. Where is
Oh,
that?
I don't work in that department, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That was perfect. Thank you so much.
So it was opposite day for us. Can you guys guess which hospitality promise we were acting out? Let me put them back up here.
Hard to read those. Which hospitality promise do you think she just acted out?
None of them. Well, the goal was to greet warmly with your name and a smile, right? Making you feel important. There are several that probably could apply here. Absolutely. But I think so many times, you guys have a large campus. How many times have you intercepted somebody looking for a department that they're not anywhere near? All the time, every day, right? And
How do
so,
you think that made her feel? How do you think that made Melissa feel?
Not good at all.
I went
Not good
out.
at all.
Bye-bye.
and if you're trying to get have an experience in your health center that you want to entrust your mom and nobody pays any attention to you, what kind of impression is that going to leave for the care your mom's going to get? So,
And how often are we on our phones? The truth is that's a real good situation. So remember to put those down and take care of the people that we serve.
yes. Thank you so much. So we got the example of what not to do. So what does hospitality look like in your community? I know we've talked a little bit about those LCS principles, but what do you do on a daily basis to fulfill the hospitality promises? Not everybody at once, you guys.
Yes.
You always ask somebody if they look like they need help, if they need help. You always
Absolutely.
call people by their name, you always greet them with, have a good day, how are you, just small stuff like that. You always call them.
It's all in the details, right?
Yeah.
Greeting people by name, helping someone who looks lost. I'm always impressed with the amount of names you guys remember between residents and coworkers. I hear you all every day that I'm here, greeting each other by name, greeting residents by name. Which also leads us to first impressions. I don't know which plant you would rather have on your front steps, but I kind of like the pink alive version better. I think when you are walking into your community, when you put yourself on the outside in the parking lot, what do you see, what do you hear, what do you smell? When you walk through the front door, same questions. What do you see, hear, smell? And because I work on the health center side, I think that smell is an especially important piece to set you apart from your competitors. It doesn't feel like a nursing center. It feels like you're walking into a home-like area. I always say too, if you walk up to a restaurant and the front doors are filthy, are you gonna walk through because if the front doors are filthy? What's a kitchen look like? Gross, right? All of the things that we see, it's why it's so important as you're walking through the halls to pick up those tissues. I don't think I've ever walked through a community and not found a tissue. And it's just one of those things, but those first impressions all make a difference. I had someone tell me, you have 7 seconds to make a first impression, and people are awfully judgy.
Okay, so we've got an opportunity to make a difference when people are coming in for the first time. And we call this part of the presentation writing your credibility story. So the first thing is, why does it matter to an outside person that's coming to look at the community that you have a story, you share your story with them? Why would that matter? I'm a housekeeper. You don't need to know my story. I'm a food server. Why does it matter? Anybody?
So you can trust each other.
Start developing the relationship and building trust, right? It feels a whole lot better than somebody walking by and on their phone. So we're going to do something today to write each of your credibility stories, because each of you are part of Sales First, and everybody sells. So this is a good example of a credibility story from a concierge. And she says, "Hi, my name is Amy. I'm a concierge. My job is to be a resource to everyone here. I love being able to find solutions for our residents, their families, and our staff so that we can enjoy our day. Who do you think tells your story? Is it the salesperson that knows you and says, well, Danny, he does a great job in IT, and if ever your computer goes down, Danny and his team are going to be there to help you. Is it better coming from me, or is it better coming from each one of you? Probably from yourselves, right? So here's our next activity. If you don't have a note card in front of you and a pen, it's time to grab one. There are a whole bunch in these front rows. Everybody's going to need 2 cards and 1 pen. What I'd ask you to do is I want you to put on the top, what do you do? I'm a housekeeper. Okay, what do you do? First question, answer that on your card. Why do you enjoy working here? And how do you make an impact on the residents we serve? Bear with me a minute, I forgot. We have a couple of examples. So not cue the deer, but let's show you a video or two. A couple of examples of writing your credibility, your own story, your credibility story.
Howdy, my name is Brett Bowden. I'm the Life Fortune Coordinator at Capital Manor. I plan to coordinate the activities and larger events for the Manor here and every year. My passion comes from getting residents out of their rooms, interacting with others, and enjoying life at its fullest.
It's as loud as it goes, I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Melissa and I'm an office specialist. I enjoy working at Capital Manor because I'm able to connect with the residents and learn about their lives, and everybody's so diverse and it's really interesting. And I enjoy that I'm able to make an impact with them, helping them with their daily tasks and making their lives a little easier.
My name is Anna Benjamin and I'm an office specialist here. I'm working mostly at the Manor Care desk, but I'm also at the front desk sometimes. And I enjoy working here because I think that this is a place with a lot of laughter. We're able to laugh every day, both with the staff members and also with the residents I'm around every day, and that just makes it a fun place to come to when we're laughing together. And I think I have an impact here on the residents I serve just by being someone who they can bring their questions to. Even if I don't have the answer for them, I'm able to be someone they can brainstorm with, or just listen to them that day and hear them out. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Joshua Southwood. I'm a maintenance man here at Capital Manor. I go into people's houses and I fix things for them with a smile on my face. I love working here. It makes me very happy. It's just a great environment. It's like working with my grandparents. It's just a big family. It's an awesome place to be.
Who doesn't want to work with Josh?
Okay, so that's just a couple of examples of these folks writing their credibility story, and now we're asking you on your card to go ahead and write your credibility story. Again, we'll go back to the questions you're going to answer. What do you do? Why do you enjoy working here? And how do you make an impact on the residents we serve? Okay, we've got about 30 seconds. Then we're going to ask for a volunteer to read their credibility statement. Awesome. All right, what's your name?
My name is Bobby.
Bobby, okay. Let me put you on the mic, Bobby.
My name is Bobby. I work in a healthcare center. I'm a CNA. Why do I enjoy working here? I've been here for 23 years. I love all my residents. I have fun with them. We're like one big family in a healthcare center. Even my coworkers, we're like family. We can go to each other. When one of us has problems, we can talk it out. And I mean, we like counselors, lawyers. I mean, we just have fun in the healthcare center.
Yes, ma'am.
How do it make an impact on my residents we serve? I mean, when we come to work in the morning, I mean, they're waiting for us. If we're missing, they're asking people where we are. I mean, if we go on vacation, they be like, how long you gonna be on vacation? I talk to all my residents. I know their kids, I mean grandkids, their pet dog. I know a lot about them. We're just like one big family in the healthcare center.
I think 23 years for Bobby deserves a round of applause. Bobby, congratulations, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Great job, great job. Okay, one more credibility story. Tough to top Bobby's, but we'll try, right? Who else has the story that they'll read for us? Don't make us go to that last row. Yeah, there you go, okay. Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm Sarah.
Hang on 1 second. 1, 2.
I'm Sarah. I'm one of the caregivers in memory support at the Carlisle. I'm also like Bobby, like the residents and my coworkers have become like family to me. I've been here not as long as Bobby, but I've been here a year and a half, and just getting to know the residents and their family and hearing, you know, how thankful they are for us. Like, you know, it makes you feel at the end of the day like, okay, like I am doing something good. How I impact the residents is by providing care for them on their daily living.
Okay, very
I will
good.
say though, like, I joke around about this. I'm like, Westminster is probably the first place I've worked at where I haven't been there for a little period of time where I'm like, all right, this isn't gonna work out for me and I gotta go find something else, so.
Yay, that's awesome. Thank you. I love what you guys said about one big happy family. It's not just about the residents, it's about the culture, right? The entire team, your colleagues, your residents, their families. It's amazing. We got an extension. I mean, who'd have thought that you'd go to work and you'd get an extension to your family? So it's a beautiful way we get to live and work.
All right, an extension of that first impression is personal connections. The sales team gets the opportunity to talk to the potential residents before they come in. They get to find out what they like, what they don't like, a little bit about their history and their story. And that gives us the opportunity to create these personal connections, which are meaningful, memorable, unique experiences that we create for the residents, for their families, even for referral sources, which is what we talk a lot about in the health center. But it can also be coworkers or applicants for jobs when we're trying to recruit that special person. When we are taking that information onto the connection sheet, maybe we're talking to someone who was a backup singer or owned a restaurant. or their little dogs are the center of their world. So knowing those pieces of information, we can utilize that to create these moments that connect to all of you. So as salespeople, we are kind of that jack of all trades, experts of none. We know just enough to be dangerous about what you guys do. But we're going to look to you, the experts in what you do, to create these personal connections. So when we're talking about an experience, I'm sure you've heard this, we don't just give tours. A tour is showing the fitness center and the pool and the bistro and kind of giving them a whirlwind tour of everything there is to offer. But what if we're showing the pool to somebody who's afraid of the water? We don't want to create those experiences. What a negative impact that could have. We want to do that deep discovery and customize those opportunities. When we customize those opportunities, it gives us the opportunity to cue the deer, right? Turning it down so that we don't blow everybody out of the water. These are the salespeople, right?
Cue the deer. Watch her.
This is where you guys come in.
Great. Cool. I don't think we're too eager. Yes. Go.
So Judy's heard me say this multiple times, but I love that part of the presentation because a little tongue-in-cheek, yes, we want to create those opportunities, and this kind of epitomizes that. But truly, people should leave Westminster feeling like that place was made for me. I love everything about it. I can see myself living there. Technical difficulties, please hold.
Oh,
There we go. Good thing Danny's in the audience. The other thing we are looking for your help with are to generate online reviews. They are so important to what we do. 92% of people look at a review before even visiting an establishment. So when I'm on Amazon, I read at least 5 reviews before I make any decisions. And if I open up an item and it's less than like 4.2, 4.3 stars, it's getting booted right away because I know I'm gonna have problems. Does anybody else the same way? Before you go out to eat, before you book a hotel, anything, right? 87% of consumers say that reviews impact their purchases. So it is critical to create these kind of experiences that people will go out and leave a review to rave about their experience at your community. Have you guys left a review for the community, either on Glassdoor or Indeed, for how much you love working here? Great, I see some heads nodding. If you haven't, what an opportunity. But it also is a great time when people tell you how much they appreciate you or how much they love living in this community, for you to say, well, give us a review on Google. We can give you the instructions. Give me just a second to get you a QR code. team sell and have fun. Well, this is one of our sales first standards. We also just know how important it is with that we're interconnected, interdependent, that we're leaning on each other to create great experiences for our coworkers and our residents. So our last exercise today is about appreciation of our coworkers. So that second card that you have, we would like you to think about who has made an impact on you, who's helped you through a day, who's always a great team member, who's really lifted your spirits that you appreciate. And if you could put their name on the top of the card, you will be collecting these and just sharing your words, what it is that you have appreciated or what they did to help you.
So just to reiterate that, we all need a little pat on the back once in a while, and this is our opportunity to show thanks to somebody either in our department, in the community, that helps us, that we really appreciate. Who is that one person for you? Write their name on the top of the card and write a little sentence or two about why you value them so much. Why are you grateful to be able to work with that person? We have seen a lot of people look at their neighbor and go, should I write about you? You may also remember extraordinary impression cards. I have seen these at your front desks. Those cards are there purposefully to be written up for a positive review, something that somebody's done well. Typically, it's the residents that will fill them out, but there's no reason if a colleague does something helpful to you that you don't write one of those cards up for them. And that goes to the executive director, it goes to Chuck, and Chuck's gonna send it back with a congratulations. And I don't know if you participate in the EI store, can they build up points? Is that how you do it?
We have stars of the year.
Stars of the year. Okay. So you have a reward program as well, and that's what those cards get you. Okay, so we're going to collect those cards. Not the first, your credibility story stays with you. All right, that card stays with you, and if you do see a salesperson and they kind of, instead of walking past them, right, stop and introduce yourself and tell them what you do and why is that important. Why do you love what you do with this community? That will make a lasting impact on that person, I promise you. So the last thing we want to do is, so hang on to the mentor or the card that you just wrote. We're going to collect. So we'll hand that in at the end here. But the last thing we want to do is just kind of wrap up and say we talked about a lot today. We talked about everybody sells, and why does everybody sell? Sorry? Everybody sells because without sales, we don't have jobs, right? So we all have a part in this sales first culture and doing our part to make a wow experience, whether you are a new person walking in the door, a resident that's having a tough day, a colleague, a vendor, or whatnot. So we all have a part in this, and we kind of wrap it all up with our hospitality and making sure that Each and every day, we are thinking hospitality first and using those hospitality promises with a smile, greeting each other by name. People notice. That's the reason this community is so full, almost 95% occupied, and we all have jobs and lasting jobs and opportunities for growth. It's a beautiful thing. So hopefully you took away some good nuggets to make it a better day at Westminster, get us closer to that 95% occupancy. We appreciate all you do. We hope you have a great day, and thank you for being here. Thank you. Keep your cards. Remember to hand in your card before you go. We're going to do something with those.